Morning Express on Ghtv Holland with me, Babi. Today is on the 12th of November 2018 in the year of our Lord. A new week has begun. What is your inspiration? What is your target? What have you set aside for the week? What is your motivation for starting a new week? Are you in the week because it is a Monday and you have to go to work? I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Rene Osibo for sitting in my stead whilst I was away. I want to say a big thank you to you. And the motivational quote I have for you this morning is, don't tell people your dreams, show them your dreams. Don't allow people to influence your dreams, because many of our friends, many of the people who are around us are not people to share our dreams with. Some people will buy into our dreams, some will just, bring us down and allow circumstances around us to influence our dreams. So don't tell people your dreams, show them your dreams. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, it is the motivational quote of the day. Stay tuned.
Would never let you stay down for the count.
2 days after Adolf Hitler's forces invade Poland, Britain and France declare war on Nazi Germany.
Injuries threaten Black Stars AFCON qualifier.
Me, I go to I know you see I wear glasses, Charlie. My eye won't be great.
Let's push it so that it would become what we want, not what others are doing.
In the light of all these agreements that are always signed by our presidents, our ministers, our ambassadors, our senior men, it's a prayer that they actually see the light of day.
Dutch classes, Ebwa partners are on person or join Hunkafo or Holland, our Chimene. Holland ranch, also to meet Shankasano. Now to meet train exams and son waiting me join our partner or Holland. After say I won a panel, I'm an actual exams, I found our documents, also legalized with documents, and it's an amendment. I best see it to say, passports, and no birth sets. Bachelor set or Spencer set. We be for documentation to be on, and also the web one.
Also, appear that classes are. Kumasi yo a great junction. Uba Accra Swa, yo Dakuman Circle Station.
Dark Alma Dutch MVV courses to attend appear Dutch classes.
You want to know the real secret? The real secret to a happy and fulfilled life? Let me give you a hint. It's not how much money you have, it's not what car you drive, what house you live in, or what watch you wear. It's not even how many friends you have or how many people love you. It's one thing. How mentally tough your mind is. Listen, man, no matter what you do in life, you're gonna get haters. You're gonna get people that don't understand what you're doing, whether you're following your dreams or just going through the paces. They're gonna be there, making themselves feel better about their failures and their fears by putting you down. But when it comes to your dreams, your ambitions, their opinion is none of your business. Dreaming is good. Having goals is good. But sooner or later, there comes a time when you must act. Dreams without action, that's the path to delusion. Without action, these dreams and goals will fill your life with negative emotions. Things like anxiousness, nervousness. They will fester inside you and drain your energy. I've met a lot of successful people. And again, my definition of success is how happy a person is with their life, right? Now, I've met a lot of them, and there is one thing that they all have in common that I've found, and that's all of them have trained their mind to deal with anything life throws at them. Right? All of them know how to interpret the world around them and the things that happen.
you're actually training your mind to believe that you can't have the things that you want. So I'm here to tell you today that you can have anything you want, be anyone you want, but you're gonna have to work. Hard work is the universe's great equalizer.
If you keep taking action, in spite of all this stuff that might happen, guess what? Sooner or later, you're gonna start winning.
Stop looking for the easy way. Stop looking for the shortcut, because let me tell you, there ain't one. Hard work is the thing that has leveled the playing field and given the average Joe a shot at the crown.
Train your mind. Train your mind not to focus on the problem and make it bigger, but focus on the solution to solve it. This will make the problem smaller and easier to deal with in your mind, and then it will be solved quicker. You have to work on this daily. Work on how you interpret problems and the things that happen around you. Stay positive, stay focused, and most importantly, stay strong. Life is always going to throw shit in your way. Things that will test you, things that will make or break you. And you've got two options. You can just stand there and take it, or you can smash through the thing and move on with your life.
You have where you are right now and where you want to f***ing be. And there's only one road or one path that takes you there, and that's hard work. You have everything you need to have everything you want, but you must get to work.
You can either be a victim of your life or the master of it. The choice is yours. You see, we all have shit happen in our lives, but it's what we tell ourselves about what happens that determines how we feel about that situation. Now, this isn't just something that happens or even a test that you can pass and then you can do this all your life. This is a daily, constant effort to look at solutions, not problems. See, most people only ever focus on problems. All right, it's the world we live in today. We live in a world of media-fueled problems, right? You can't turn on the news without seeing problems, disasters, all the bad in this world. Now, most people focus on their problems and make them bigger than what they actually are. All right, this is where people are going wrong. If something bad happens and you make that problem even bigger and tell yourselves things like, this is always happening to me. This is never gonna get better. This is a big problem. These are called generalizations, and when you use them, you are making the problem bigger and giving it fire. See, most of us as kids are brought up with this universal belief that failure is bad, right? That losing is bad, and that failure or losing means embarrassment. It means humiliation. It means we're not good enough. It means that we should not ever even try something unless we are absolutely 100% sure that we can win. So what happens is we go through life, and this happens over and over again, right? We don't tell that girl we fancy them in case she doesn't feel the same. We don't go for that job in case we don't get it. We don't make that phone call to say sorry in case our apology isn't accepted. We don't. We go through life and we just don't. We don't do anything. You know, we don't try anything new. We just don't. So to make yourself take action, you got to make a decision, and that decision has to be final. People take action and get done when they have had enough. They decide and they say, that's it, I'm done, no more. No more will I be treated like this. No more will I be overweight. No more will I be in a job that I hate. Just decide, man. Making action a must will piss all over the fear you have, I promise you that.
There is happiness to be found all around us, even in the darkest corner, and I know some of you are there, in the darkness, and you're going through shit, but trust me when I say there is always hope. It all comes down to perspective. Seriously, when it gets bad and on top of you and you feel like you can't go on, remember one thing. You're alive, and nothing out there, no problem, big or small, is worse than being dead. Nothing. Don't you ever, ever think about throwing this thing we call life down the toilet because you don't think dealing with this is easier than dying because you're wrong. What makes you happy? Happiness is the key. I believe that success is measured by a person's happiness, not their achievements or their bank account. Not by how much money they have, how much money they make, what car they drive, what watch they wear, but how happy the person is and how happy they make others around them. I truly do.
The reason most people don't take action is simple. It's fear. Fear of failure, fear of success. And the only way to overcome this and to stop making bullshit excuses why you shouldn't act is to make not taking action more painful than taking action. People sit around and they focus on all the bad shit that might happen to them if they try to act, that they completely forget about what will happen if they don't. So think about it right now. At the moment, your brain thinks like this. Trying this new thing will be hard, it'll be risky, etc, etc. Basically, associating taking action with pain. So, what you need to do is to train your mind and focus on the pain you'll get if you don't act. And to reinforce that, focus on all the pleasure that you will get if you act. So it'll sound something like this. It'll be a good challenge. You'll learn something new. You'll meet new people, see new places. If you do that and you take massive action every time, your life will never be the same again, I promise. What will happen if you don't act? You will keep getting the same results you get now. You will keep making the same money. You will keep doing the things you don't want to be doing. And worst of all, you will get to the end of your life and regret that you didn't try. Remember this, you're either moving forward or standing still. The choice is yours. Decide.
17% of your entire time on this earth is spent at work, yet most people are okay spending this time doing something they don't enjoy, something they're not passionate about, and with people they don't even like. That's crazy, right? It all comes down to happiness. And in this pursuit of happiness that we're all on, there are some things you gotta do. You gotta do something every single day that you enjoy, that you're passionate about. Nowadays, we are so lucky, man. You can be like me and have no qualifications, no money, no wealthy upbringing, and still crush it because of hard work. Stop looking for an easy way to the top. The top is there, it is. I'm not saying the top isn't there or it's an impossible mission that only the special among us can reach. It's right in front of you. Most people, they're all at this mountain called success, and they're all looking for an elevator to carry them to the top. See, they haven't realised yet that there is no elevator. And I'm already halfway up the stairs.
From the motivational message, train your mind. Have you psyched your mind enough to accommodate everything that comes your way? Have you trained your mind as to what is happening around you, or is your mind stuck to one particular thing? Change is good, change is dynamic, but have you psyched your mind to adjust every change that comes your way, or you're just stuck to the old and archaic ways of living, or old and archaic ways of doing your stuff? So psych up your mind, train your mind to accommodate everything that comes your way, and then the world will be a better place to live. Let's go for today in history. When we come back, is the dailies. Stay with us.
November 12th, 1927. Joseph Stalin becomes undisputed ruler of what's then the Soviet Union. His rival, Leon Trotsky, is expelled from the Communist Party. More than a dozen years later, Trotsky is killed with an ice pick while in exile in Mexico. Stalin is widely believed to have arranged the murder. His repressive rule lasts for more than a quarter century. 1942. During World War II, the naval battle of Guadalcanal begins in the South Pacific. That's where the United States and its allies win a major victory over the Japanese. 1815. Elizabeth Cady Stanton, a leader in the movement to give American women the right to vote, is born in Johnstown, New York. 1929.
Don't try to be a hero. You don't have to be a hero, not for me.
Grace Kelly, the Hollywood movie star who became Princess of Monaco, is born in Philadelphia. And 1945,
keep me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Neil Young, singer and songwriter, is born in Toronto, Canada. Today in history, November 12th, Camille Bohannon, The Associated Press.
Ghtv Holland Cassia Sudie, and some of Wobani Manin Cansu, Naya Muscle, Naya Sum, and not so pen somewhere more, Namnetish and it's Yedia, Shiami, Wuniaba, Mame Akosiatra, and for Swahima, our Ghtv Holland Cassia Boplus, a whole idea of my Ghana Munsem. Radio Munsem, energy de Cassia, and somewhere people of the can see him. Any man who was a dear Nina, I want a what near one a toffa, so I'll be rubber so much, dear, and the sum of fear him and the minimum. Yes, streaming live our Facebook Ghtv Holland. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and also Ghtv Holland. And I've been called Google Play Store. Now download your mobile app before to phone so. Baby on them 24/7 with me Shayang and also Ghtv Holland. And our face I have one 10 time bad time can see us so. It's www.gtvholland.com and also soon something I want to want to toffer some for us some any pro idea go honum what's making can become a comma at the Mayan Ghtv Holland Yaya Kasiamu at the Kamfu.
Dutch classes, Ebwa partners on person will join Hunkafo or Holland, Abuchimen. Holland ranch, also to meet Casano. Now to meet train exams and son, what to me join our partner or Holland. After say I won a panel, I'm an actual exams, you know. I found our documents, also legalize our documents, and it's an amendment. I best see to it to say, our passports, and no birth sets, bachelor set, or spinster sets. We be for documentation, we are on, and also the web one.
Also, appear that classes are Kumasi Yo, Agric Junction, Uba Accra, Zwa, Yawo Dakuman, Circuit Station.
Dark Alma, Dutch MVV courses to attend APJ Dutch classes.
And if you're celebrating your birthday today, I want to wish you a happy birthday and enjoy your day. And you are lucky to celebrate your birthday with the famous Ghanaian actress Yvonne Nelson. So wherever Yvonne Nelson you are, I want to wish you a very, very big happy birthday. Enjoy your day, and today is your day. So make a very good use of today and be happy. So today is Monday, and like we do it every time, it is 8 a.m. GMT. We get to come to your homes, your offices, with things that are happening in the front house of our dailies. But I want to take this opportunity to say a very big thank you to Mr. Rene Osibo for standing in the stairs whilst I was away. I want to say a big thank you to you, and you were so awesome during the week, and I got the opportunity to watch you one of the days, and I really enjoyed the program. I want to say a very big thank you to you. And I will be joined in the studios this morning with my guest, and he is the CEO of Kiscon Constructions and Logistics Company Limited, in the person of Mr. Randy. So this morning's show is packed, and I want to tell each and everyone that we should stay glued to our mobile phones and our laptops and on the program so that we get interactive with our guests. But before I take you into the dailies, I want to announce our social media platforms so that you can get interactive with us. You can get to watch our programs. You can love, like, and comment on every programs that we bring to you in your homes. And we are live as I'm talking to you. On Facebook is at Ghtv Holland. On YouTube is at Ghtv Holland. On Instagram is Ghtv Holland. And on the website you can get us on www.gtvholland.com. And you can get interactive with us by sending in your comment and your contributions to us via WhatsApp. That's 0249 149 202. I take it again, 0249 149 202. And on the Google Play Store you can download the app and then get to watch us every time we come on live at Ghtv Holland on the Google Play Store. So this is what we have for you. And I want to take you straight into the dailies, and on the front page of the daily graphic it says life amidst risk, and there's a picture on the front page. I think it is hard time we start covering our drainages, because it has turned into death traps for our sisters and our young ones, and it is very risky as they ply on those roads. And still on the front page it says stop fusing Okrapimai chieftaincy issues, Otobo Jan Kwesi edges. And during the weekend Okrapimai times. It says two more varsities, I beg your pardon, two more varsities in the offing. So our president is giving us an assurance that very soon, two more varsities will be, in the offing. So we should look forward to that. And still on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, it says Ghana to launch infrastructure fixing working plan. So that is the news the government has for us. And then on the front page of the Daily Guide, it says Nana japs Mahama. I want to respond. and we wish every one of them all the best. Still on the front page, it says Special Prosecutor Office almost useless. Whoa, this is so sad. And I think that the people in charge of the Special Prosecutor's Office should act very fast, because we are waiting for him. We are itching to hear him start prosecuting people, or people who are owing the country, who has caused financial loss to the country. So those people in charge of the Special Prosecutor's Office should make sure that whatever he needs will be given to him to facilitate his work. And I take you to the Finder, and it says free SHS. It's 10 for the green track, for the gold track, sorry. It's 10 for the gold track. And I wish all the students the very best in their studies. And I would say those of our brothers and sisters who are home, you should stick close to your books and learn hard, because the government is ready to make sure that your dreams comes to light. So don't put the government, and especially our president, to shame, and your parents as well. And it says that on the front page of the Finder, it says brighter future ahead. The government is promising Ghanaians that we have bright future ahead of us. And the Independent says stop paying NHIA into consolidated fund. The Ghana Media Association urges government, so it's telling government that it should halt paying into the consolidated fund. So please, government. And the publisher, it says, the president is saying, I know my levels, so I'm not ready to answer to every argument that you bring on board. Our president is telling the people of the minority that he knows his level, so he's busy making sure that the economy is on right track. He's making sure that the job is open to our unemployed graduates, and he's also making sure that every word that he promised us, he will see to it that it would come to fruition. And still on the front page, that is a very sad story. Over the weekend, it says 4 killed in Samom, and over the weekend it was very, very sad. And it says Ghana lucky to have Akufo-Addo Rollins is saying that our ex-president is saying that we are very, very lucky to have President Akufo-Addo's, government leading us. And I think that I would be interested in the group of the story, so I would bring to your notice anytime he says anything again. And government to outdoor infrastructure work plan. Okay, that has been the trending stories around various news portals. And it says the last but not the least, still on the front page of the publisher, it says GRA officers cost $3.5 million financial loss to the states. Whoa. So like I said earlier on, the infrastructure or the staffs that the special prosecutor needs to start prosecuting our ministers who have caused financial loss to the state should be granted unto him. And the last but not the least, today's newspaper, it says Amido cries again. So Martin Amido is appealing, and I would also voice out that his infrastructure, his materials or his staff that he needs to work with should be given onto him, so that he will start prosecuting, because it's hard time. He has been idle for a while now. Into yesremo nyema ohia e wose odbe ye adwuma no fama na chese bibia nkoso wano. So that is what I have for you. And okay, let me take this story before I take leave of you on the frontals of our dailies. He said no more allowances. Our finance minister is telling our ministers that no more allowances and no more sitting allowances for them as he prepares to bring the mid-year's budget to us, as he reads it on Thursday in Parliament. So our finance minister is telling our ministers that please, henceforth, no more sitting allowances. So please, take it home like that in good faith and work hard, because we have posted you into Parliament for our voice to be heard through you. So this is what I have for you in the frontals of our dailies. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, it's discussion time. My guest is already in. Stay tuned.
Will never let you stay down for the count.
2 days after Adolf Hitler's forces invade Poland, Britain and France declare war on Nazi Germany.
Injuries threaten Black Stars AFCON qualifier.
Me, I wait till I know you see I wear glasses, Charlie. My eye won't be great.
Let's push it so that it would become what we want, not what others are doing.
In the light of all these agreements that are always signed by our presidents, our ministers, our ambassadors, our senior men, it's our prayer that they actually see the light of day.
Dutch classes, Ebwa partners are on person or join Hunkafo or Holland, our Chimeno. Holland ranch, they say also to meet Casano. Now to meet train exams and son waiting me join our partner no Holland. After say I won a panel, I'm an actual exams, you know. I found our documents, also legalized with documents, and I saw any man in I best see to it to say, passports, and no birth sets. Bachelor set or Spencer set. We be for documentation to be on, and also the web one.
Also, appear that classes are Kumasi Yo, a great junction. Uba Accra Swa, Yo, Dakuman Circuit Station.
Dark Alma, Dutch MVV courses to attend APJ Dutch classes.
From the break, like I said before we went for the break, my guest is already seated in the studios with me, and before I get to him, I want to announce our social media handles once again. And we are live as I'm talking to you right now on Facebook at Ghtv Holland, on YouTube we are live at Ghtv Holland, on Instagram it is Ghtv Holland. You can get interactive with us on the website. You can get us live at www.gtvholland.com, and on the Google Play Store you can download the app and get interactive with us, like, share and comment on our programs at Ghtv Holland, and you can send your comments and your views to us via WhatsApp on 024914902022. I take it again, 0249149022 on WhatsApp. Okay, so this morning I have with me in the studios the CEO of Kescon Construction and Logistics Limited. Are you tired of your dreams? Do you think that it is all about dreaming? You have to act on your dreams. You just have to, stick and stay with your dreams. Don't let the waves of our environment, the waves of our economy sweep away your dreams. And I have with me in the studios the CEO of Kescon Construction and Logistics Limited, in the passing of Mr. Randy Nana Esiama. So, good morning, sir, and welcome to Money Express.
Thank you, Baba.
Okay, and I was told on Friday that I will be given the opportunity to interview Mr. Randy. I was like, okay, I've heard of Mr. Randy, but I was waiting for that opportunity, and it has been given to me, I would say on a silver platter. So I would ask, who is Mr. Randy? If somebody watching us has, I saw him at a program, I have heard of him, I have heard about him, but I don't know too much about him. So tell us and my viewers.
First of all, I must say good morning to you.
Good morning.
Cherished viewers. I've been following you for some time now.
Oh, okay.
I must confess you are doing well for my
Thank you.
My name is Nanesia Makisi.
Okay.
I hail from a very beautiful small landing community called Ghtv in the Eastern region. I was born into a large family, which I'm the 17th son of the late Nana Kofi Esiama II, the chief of Obo and the Nifahina traditional area. I am a civil engineer by profession, and as you said, the CEO of this construction.
Well, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about growing up, about your background, the school you went to? Was it easy because you were coming from a royal family, like you just said, or you learned your lesson the hard way, or you wanted to make it, despite the fact that you were coming from a royal family and you had everything at your disposal?
Growing up was wonderful, I must confess. I grew up in a very small community where, you know, the community is surrounded by kind-hearted people, where you can confidently walk into your neighbor's compound and enjoy their meal. You can also do likewise. I spent most of my time in the palace, learning how to drum, learning how to perform cultural dances, you know, and I had an average family. We were not all that rich, we were not poor.
But you were comfortable.
We were very comfortable. And also, I remember following my grandma to the farm to learn how to cultivate crops. So as early as 10, I knew how to weed. I knew how to cultivate enough crops. So growing up was wonderful.
So were you comfortable the fact that you were coming from a royal family? Were you aiming high, or you were just comfortable because my grandparents were, you know, from the royal family? So a chief said that I would also come back to the palace to come and sit and then train people, like how you said, like you were trained to learn how to drum and dance.
Okay, I must confess, life wasn't that easier. Because we were large. We were about 22 in numbers, and I'm the 17th. And so I used to have a lot of siblings. And so, and we were living in our individual homes with our parents. And so life wasn't all that easier. We need to work hard, and we were all looking up to our daddy, because my daddy used to be a very hard-working man with a very good leadership skills. And so we were all doing our best to be able to attain a higher height in life.
So okay, where did you start your education? Was it because we are many? I have many siblings, so I want to learn hard, or I was pushed into school because, you know, guys or male are supposed to be in school, whilst female were pushed into the kitchen, like our grandparents were raised up like that? Or yours was different because you were coming from a royal family?
Mine wasn't quite different. I started schooling at Obo, because that's where my daddy and my mom were living. So I started my nursery up to class 6. And then due to some family issues and some political challenges, my dad was destitute early 90s, and so he was moved to Accra. And so I moved from home to Accra, and so I started my GHS at Salabraka Presby. And then later I moved to Taifa to live with my daddy. And so, as you said earlier on, nobody forces you to go to school. As you are growing up, you need to have a vision. You need to have an ambition. And right from my infancy, I am passionate about construction. And so I decided to pursue that vision of going to school to become a civil engineer one day. And so nobody forced me to go to school.
So can you tell us a little bit about your educational background, where you started your education, like you just said, your tertiary education? Like, were you dropped out of school to work, to push yourself back? What's the story about?
Okay, starting life was okay. So the year 2006, when my daddy passed away, he so rest in peace. And so after he passed away, things were very difficult. So at that time, I've completed my SHS. So because of that, I didn't have enough money to go to tertiary. So the little property that was left for me, I needed to rent it out. but it wasn't still sufficient to pay my tuition fee at the tertiary level. So I decided to pursue a diploma course at Professional School of Building Technology. And so I did my diploma at Professional School of Building Technology. And afterwards, I needed to look for a job to gather enough money to be able to enter tertiary. By the grace of God, I gave my life to Christ at that year, and that was the beginning of my success story. Yeah, so after Professional School of Building Technology, I got a job, and Mr. Frank Boatin gave me an opportunity, though I didn't have any experience. I was posted to Kumasi to go and do the internal finishing of a Doom Merchant Bank. I did Asafi Merchant Bank. I did Bantama Merchant Bank internal finishing. I did a Doom UBA, and I did Tech UBA. And so after 1 year, I've been able to, gather enough money. So I came back to Accra, and then I learned there was another construction going on around a Bri area there. And so I sent my application letter, and by the grace of God, I was picked. Yes, and so that was my first biggest project. That was an international project from Equatorial Guinea. Yes, called International Student Guest House. And so that was my biggest, and that place too I gathered enough, and by the grace of God I further to do my construction technician course 1 at Vessel of Honor College. Then I enter into the tertiary at Accra Technical University to pursue my HND course.
So why is construction?
Okay, actually I'm a co-man. And co-hosts are business minded people. And so growing up, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so I decided to start a construction company. Then Ghana is a developing country, and every developing country, the key to its development is construction. And so I decided to take that opportunity and move into that sector, so that I'll be able to create enough employment for the youth, and also help build the nation in my small way. Yes.
Okay, so looking at our economy, how when you started and now or today, would you say things have improved or things have worsened, or we are still in our learning process, or we are still in our valley moment? Are we going to get there, comparing us to the Europe world and South Africa, Nigeria and Guinea? Can you say that we are still learning, or is still more room for improvement, or our leaders have sat back and are chopping the money?
Okay.
Can you say that?
I must be honest with you. For the past 10 years, the construction industry has been very lucrative, growing year on year as a contributor to our national economy. We have seen a massive infrastructural development in the previous government. We have seen a construction of shopping malls across Accra. We have seen Spintex Mall, Accra Mall, Junction Mall, Marina Mall, Usu Mall. We have seen Tema Port expansion. Takoradi Port expansion is ongoing. We have seen our airport being expanded.
And the railways.
Yes, the railway sector. We have also seen major roads in Accra being asphalted. And so the industry has been doing very well. But for the past 2 years, there has been a decline as far as developmental and the industry is concerned. And most of the construction industry is shaking. Some are even forced to lay workers off, and the remaining that are even surviving, because they are not availability of funds. They are all shaking. And so I want to appeal to the government to intervene. Other than that, we the upcoming contractors have to be forced to pack our tools and run away from the country.
Okay, so now tell us what really inspires you, because coming from a family of 22 and you're the 17th born, and you've been able to blaze through trials and say to yourself that I can make it and I will make it. I mean, what really inspires you? Were you inspired by somebody, a saying, or your parents, or yourself, or looking at your environment where you came from? You wanted to stand out. What really inspires you?
Okay, Naturally, I am very passionate about construction and erecting of building. And my elder brother used to be a civil engineer at Ghana Highways Authority, and he was doing very well. So he encouraged me to enter into construction. And so, and looking at the unemployment rate in Ghana, most of our youth today are sitting home doing nothing. And so I realized that there are a lot of opportunities in the construction industry. So why don't I create or establish a company where I can employ enough youth, you know? And so that inspired me to enter into construction and establish my own firm.
Okay, I want to digress a little bit. Looking at our roads, for the past 1 week, major accidents that is claiming people's life, breadwinners for that matter, and you know, our countrymen and women. Construction, is it that there's no proper planning into the construction of our roads? For instance, when a major road is being constructed, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it is in a bad state. What as you know, I guess as a civil engineer, what really goes into projects like that?
Actually, we have a very good contractors in Ghana.
Okay.
And the construction companies are doing very well, and the civil engineering companies. But the problem is corruption.
Okay.
Because you tender a project with a contract sum, and you are being asked to pay 10% of the contract sum as a bribe in order to secure the contract. And so, by the day, when you win the contract, the amount of money that you are supposed to use to construct the work has been reduced. And so you are compelled to do shoddy works. And that is resulting in deterioration of our roads. Not that we have good contractors around. And you know, if you are going to tender for a project and you don't have V8, you are not going to.
You're not going to secure it.
Of course, you know. So these are the reason why we are seeing a deterioration of. Not that we don't have good contractors in the country.
So can you tell us a little bit about your project? Because my producer just whispered into my ears that you've got projects that you are undertaking. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay. Let me start by how I established this call.
Okay.
After my national service, that was the year 2013, I decided to start a construction company, but I didn't have any capital. And so what I did was that I moved from construction site to construction site, looking for a subcontract. For your viewers to understand, a subcontract is whereby the main contractor goes to take a project and you go and take a portion of that project, and then they complete and pay you by the end of the day. So that's what I started with. By the year 2015, I went to Moving Pig and I met this contractor from Lebanon.
Okay.
They were about to build Ambassador Heights project, so I spoke with him and he gave me an opportunity. And so I was part of the team that did the finishing for that project. And so my first project was Ambassador Heights project at the Moving Pig. And afterwards, another big construction company also gave me an opportunity, crane construction.
Okay.
They gave me 3 floors to do block work. That was Advantage Place project it's also at Reach Accra. Yeah. And afterwards, 2016, by the grace of God, I met another big construction firm. They were about to establish, they were about to build 2,200 apartments at Kaswa. And so I spoke with them and they gave me an opportunity. And so since 2016 up to now, we are on that project. 1,200 apartments, and it's doing so well.
It's doing so well. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your relationship aspect of your life, because looking at where you have started, you started from and where you are now, you have come across various number of people, from the parliament side, from the business wise, from the economic wise. So tell us about your life. Are you married? Are you seeing someone? Are you getting married in no time, or it is business, making money?
Actually,
my viewers sent me the questions to ask, so yeah. I'm doing just as they told me to come and ask you. Yes.
Okay, I'm not married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was.
So those who were asking that if he was married, he just said he's not married. So please start sending your application letters and let's see if we can go through them and then consider one or two.
Yeah, I'm not married. I was dating, but unfortunately we broke up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've been very focused with my business and and it's doing well, but it's in the pipeline.
Yeah, it's in the pipeline.
The nearby future, I'll get married.
Okay, so in the nearby future, it can be next month, next year, next 2 years. Who knows? So start bringing in your application letters and let's go through them so that we can consider one or two. So Nana, tell us, youth of today, they want to get rich in the next 42 or 24 hours. Growing up, you had a vision. And nothing, swept your vision away, regardless of where you find yourself. The youth of today want quick money. They're not ready to, learn it the hard way, pass through the valleys, and then make it and be an inspiration to others. What do you have to tell them? Because it is ending up in stealing, doing all sort of possible means that they would find to get rich in no time is what they are doing. Can you really tell them something for me?
Okay, I just want to advise the youth in Ghana that the Bible says a little sleep, a little slumber, a little rest, so shall poverty come upon you, and your arms like an armed man. I just want to advise the youth to give their life to Christ. There is hope in Christ. The Bible says, you did not choose me. I chose and appointed you so that you may bring forth fruit. And whatsoever you ask in my name, I may do it. There is hope in Christ. If they give their life to Christ, God is going to make a way. And also, there are a whole lot of opportunities in town. You can start something. You don't need to wait for the government to employ you. You can't just sit home and say you are unemployed. There's a whole lot of opportunity in the construction sector, in the other business sector. They should just wake up and do something for themselves, because the future of Ghana depends on us, And so if we give up and enter into spiritism, occultism, then how would the future be like? So the youth should wake up and start doing something for themselves, because your capabilities and your abilities determines how far you can go in life.
Yes. That was Nana for you. It says we should arise and we should accept Christ because He chose us. We didn't choose ourselves. And let's make sure that we work hard. Let's go and take a quick break. When we come back, I will take your questions and he's going to answer. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, it's still Morning Express on Ghtv Holland. Stay tuned.
Dutch classes, Ebwa partners are on person or join Hunkafo or Holland. Holland ranch, also to meet Casano. Now to meet train exams and son waiting me join our partner no Holland. After say I won a panel, I'm an actual exams, I found our documents, also legalized with documents, and it's an amendment. I best see to it to say, passports, and no birth sets, bachelor set, or spinster sets. We be for documentation, we are on. And also, the web one
appear that classes are Kumasi Yo, a great junction. Uba Accra Swa, Yawo Dakuman Circuit Station.
Dark Alma, Dutch MVV courses to attend APJ Dutch classes.
My dear, my Ghana, my man, I was here, make him a show. Yawakasiabo, any Yawakasiabo. Asiabo, and then yes, in Primprin, the song at the sheet. Ghtv Holland Cassia Sudie, and some of Mobania Manning can you, Naya Muscle, Naya Sum, and not so pen somewhere more, young edition edit Yedia, Shiame, Muniaba, Mame Aposiatra, and for Swahima, our Ghtv Holland Cassia Boplus, a whole idea of my Ghana Munsem. Radio Munson, energy de Cassia, and somewhere people of the can see mu. Any man who was a Diana, I want a boat near one a toffa, so I bravo so much, dear. It is some of your film and the minimum. Yes, streaming live our Facebook, Ghtv Holland. Subscribe to your YouTube channel and also Ghtv Holland. And I think called Google Play Store. Now download your mobile app before to phone so. Baby on them 24/7 with me Cheyenne and also Ghtv Holland. And I think so I have content about time can see us so. It's www.gtvholland.com and also soon sending you now. I want to one a tougher. Some for us some any pro idea go honum. What's making can become a command at the Mayan. Ghtv Holland. Yeah, Kasiamu at the Kamfu.
It's still Morning Express with me, Bobby, on Ghtv Holland, and it has been an interesting discussion with Mr. Randy, and I have learned so much. He was inspired by the fact that he wanted to be a civil engineer, and he didn't allow any waves or any circumstance to sweep away his vision, and he has been doing well by the grace of God, and he didn't allow any doctrine to sweep away the fact that he is a believer, and he believes in God, that in everything when you add God, everything goes on successfully. Okay, and I welcome back, and thank you for your time. Okay, I have some questions from my viewers, and this is from Dennis. She wants to know how you got the capital to start your business, and also from Randy, from Felix. He says he wants to know if you are into ministry because he has seen a few of your pictures online and you were involved in church stuff. So they want to know how you got. Yeah. Okay, so it's
actually,
from Dennis.
I started my construction company with nothing. Okay. As I said in my earlier submission, I moved from construction site to construction site looking for subcontracts. Some of the contractors were even giving me 3 cedi per meter square, and I will employ masons and give it to them 2 cedis per meter square, and then I will be getting 111 cedi on top of it. And so you don't need a capital before you can start a business. So for us, you are focused, you have the vision and the mission to build something. You can still go ahead and
go ahead. Okay, so Felix wants to know if you are into ministry because he has seen a couple of your pictures online in which you were involved in church stuff or church things.
Okay, since I gave my life to Christ in the year 2006, I've served the ministry. I've been in the church. I'm a music minister. I sing in the church. I also participate in the youth activities. And so I'm in the ministry. I'm not a pastor though, but I'm doing the work of God.
Okay, so this one says, George from Paris. Hi, Barbara. Bobby, I'm watching your live here in Paris. Please ask your guest, since his father was a chief, does he have any interest in going into chieftaincy? Do you have any interest? Because I do feel here. So since your father was a chief, do you have any interest of becoming the next of yes?
If the opportunity comes for you to serve your people, why not? I wouldn't say chieftaincy is bad. Some of the Christians believe that because of the pouring of libation and other stuff. I don't believe in pouring of libation, but I believe that chieftaincy is all about serving your people, having a positive, significant impact in your community. And so, if the opportunity comes.
Okay. I want to ask this question before I go back to my text message, because I have a couple of them here, which is directly towards you. So I want to know, growing up with your business in your personal life, have you at a point in time wanted to quit, just throwing the towel and just say, I have had it enough? I mean, I'm not getting support from anybody. I'm trying to make it work, but my strength is you know, is weighing me down. So let me call it a quit and then let me divert and see what would happen to me.
Okay. Actually, Keystone Construction Company is my third construction company I've established. My first one, I joined a partnership with my colleague engineer, and then we got a project, and when the money started coming, there was confusion, and we dissolved it. I established another one, Smart Fees Construction Limited. The same thing, we got another big project, and the money was started coming, and there was confusion. So I didn't give up. Okay. You shouldn't give up on your dreams. You know, if you have a vision, you need to pursue it. You need to work towards it. You need to be disciplined. You need to be focused. You need to be diligent. Because Bible says, a man diligent at his work will not stand before mere men. He shall stand before kings. And so I've never given up before, and I'm still not giving up on my dream. Yes.
Okay. So, has it ever occurred to you that starting your business, have you had that foresight of having people around you working with and training them as they look up to you as their inspiration, as their boss? Have you had that thought in mind, or it was just, you know, let me do it, let me make my money, and then let me get that name? Okay. So this is Nana. He is a civil engineer. Oh, okay, nice meeting you. Are you comfortable with that, or you have that satisfaction that people are looking up to me, so let me push harder, even if I find myself going weary, I have to push harder because people are down there looking up to me, so I still have to push.
Okay, I must say, my first project I won, I employed up to 25 people, and some of them were laborers, but because I wanted them to also get to a certain height, we trained some of them to become masons. Today some of them are carpenters, steel benders, and other stuff. So I've given a lot of opportunities to other people, and some of them, their source of livelihood depend on the company, because by them the little money that they earn is the one that they use to feed their family, and so a lot of people depend on us, and we are always doing well to also have a positive impact.
Okay, let me take this message. It says it's coming from Lady Queen. It says, Bobby, good morning, lady. Please tell Nana I like his outfit, and I like his outfit, and I would like to know which high school he attended. So lady has fallen in love with your outfit, and she wants to know the high school you attended.
Okay. Actually, I didn't go to this big senior high schools. Now I attended Amasana Secondary, and so that should tell you it doesn't matter where you are coming from. You need to make hay while the sun shines. You need to take advantage of every opportunity that God gives you, and make life very good out of it.
Okay. Has the economy favored, companies like Keystone Construction, or you are still, striving to make it work? Because our economy is not stable, looking at the fact that our city is still, trying to survive.
Yeah.
So has it helped the private firms, or
actually
it's still striving to make it happen?
The economy is having a very negative impact in the construction industry. As I said in my earlier submissions, the construction companies are suffering. As it stands now, they are in chaos. Some of them are, I've seen about 5 big construction companies that have sold their machines, packed their tools, and left the country. So Keystone is also going through the same thing. Though we have a few number of projects that we are working on. And I depend on God. I don't actually depend on Ghana's economy. Okay. Because I know it doesn't matter how difficult the economy is, the system is. God will always make a way where there seems to be no way. I can boast of many number of residential buildings that we have built this year. Some of them from US, from Dubai, from all over the country. So it doesn't depend on the economy. My source of livelihood and survival of my company depends fully on God. Yes.
Okay, let me take this question. It's coming from Holland, and it says, please, can I have Keystone Construction's location, and I also want his number. Will like to have him as a motivational speaker on a youth program next year. So I would see to it that he leaves his number, and then we'll get back to you. So tell us, Anna, many youth of today wants to start a business, and they're afraid to take the risk in the first place, looking at the fact that businesses are all over the place. And one, I don't have capital to start with. I don't know anybody to talk to. I just have the idea. I want to start my own business. I'm tired of sitting in the house and waiting for the government to bring me jobs. And I want to do something for myself.
Make a lot of impact in your generation.
Okay. I want to know how does it feel like having people around you who are learning from you, who wants to, be like what you have become and also inspire other people? How does it feel like? Do you feel, do you feel like you have arrived, or have been able to inspire them to become what I want them to be, or you're also pushing them to even go higher or aim higher than you have done? Because people who are bosses in companies like that do not want people to they still want them to be like, oh yes sir, yes sir boss, yes sir boss. Do you have that challenge, or you're pushing them to aim higher and be more than you have been?
As a matter of fact, I don't see myself as a boss.
Okay.
And I don't see myself that I've arrived. I work with professionals who are also graduates like me. I came with one of my managers, Chief for Searching. He's also an engineer like me.
Okay.
And so I don't see myself like a boss. We all work together as a team. And then the upcoming ones, my focus is on the youth. How we be able to make a massive impact on them. How we be able to restore hope for them. And so I don't walk around pompous like a boss, that will not end you anything. I'm always humble. Bible says in humility there is exaltation. And the Bible says God hates the proud and give grace to the humble. And so I believe when you are humble and you understand people and you are able to work hard, that is how God will also lift you up and be able to survive.
Okay, I have a message for you. It's coming from Richmond. He says, I was a member of the Ghtv Student Union. I would like to say hi to Randy, our president. So Richmond is saying hi to his president. Okay, he has responded. He says hi to, well, growing up, as you said earlier on, you are the 17th born. Do you really see that as a challenge? Because you have elderly siblings who are also from different parents, right? Okay, so was that a challenge, or you saw yourself to be, okay, I'm doing this for myself and my mother, or since we are coming from different mothers, so okay, let's see and let's rub shoulders to see whose son or whose child would come out as a successful person? Did you have this challenge in the family?
Of course not.
Okay.
Honestly, as growing up, most of my older siblings were not in Ghana.
Okay.
Most of them are still living abroad. Those of us who were staying with our dad, we were about 10 in number. And by the grace of God, we were together. We always go to church together. We always do everything together. By the grace of God, all of them are doing well. I can boast of a doctor now. I can boast of a lawyer. Okay. I can boast of a teacher. A whole lot of professions. My brother assistant now is a pastor. He's a project coordinator in the office of the president. So we are all doing well. So we are not trying to challenge each other, but we are trying to help each other so that you will all be able to go and make our daddy proud
wherever he is. So do you think that the direction you took, becoming a civil engineer, were you doing that because you felt like you should do, or you feel right now that it is your purpose, or it is what you were born to do, or it is because of the love that you have for the construction industry that you went into that field? Because there are so many people who are doing what they are doing now, not because they were born to do it. It is just for the love of it, and they go fond of what they are doing. But in reality, it is not what is meant for them to do.
Okay. One thing you need to know is that as growing up, you need to identify your calling.
Okay.
Some people are called to be in the ministry of God. Others are called to be a carpenter. Others are called to be a steward. Others are called to be lawyers. Others are called to be doctors. So the first thing you need to do is to discover your calling or discover your talent. And so when you're able to discover your talent, that is where you work towards it. Civil engineering has been my passion.
Okay.
My earlier submissions, and it is your passion that will bring you the money. When you are doing something and you support it with love, with enthusiasm, with strength, with your energy, God will by all means bless it. Because no matter the endeavors that you are doing, it is the work of God you are still doing. And so when you do it with passion and love, I believe it will flourish. Yes.
Have you had any thought of combining ministry with what you're doing, or in some years to come you would retire from engineering and then hit the church and preach, or you are doing both together?
Actually, I've been preaching in my small way.
Okay.
People do call me a pastor. Actually, I have a calling.
Okay.
And so, in as much as we want to work for ourselves, we need to work for the kingdom. Because the Bible says, seek ye the kingdom of God and its righteousness first, and all things shall be added unto you. And so, finally, we are doing construction, but of course, we are also doing the work of God. And in the nearby future, don't be surprised if you see me preaching. Because actually, I want to work for God. Because that is the reason why we were brought on this net. We're not brought here to work for ourselves. We were brought here to work for God. David said, I was happy when he said unto me, let's go into the house of God. Why? Because in the house of God, there is liberty. In the house of God, there is joy. Yes.
Okay. In the house of God, there's liberty. In the house of God, there is freedom. In the house of God, everything that you need will be granted unto you. Let's go for a break. When we come back, I would ask him my final question, and then we draw the curtains for this morning's discussion. Stay with us.
That classes Ebwa partners on person will join Hunkafo or Holland Holland ranch also to meet Casano. Now to meet exams and son waiting me join our partner no Holland. After say I won a panel, amana after exams I found our documents, also legalize our documents, and I saw any managing. I best see it to say passports and no birth sets, bachelor sets, or Spencer sets. We be for documentation and also the web one.
Also, appear that classes are Kumasi Yawo Agric Junction, Uba Accra Zwa, Yawo Dakuman Circle Station.
Dark Alma Dutch MVV courses to attend appear Dutch classes.
Where do you say out there, I didn't know share me if you that any kwesiada bia 6 to 7 p.m. our Ghtv Holland ayo ohene ayeye the King's Praise ayo osori enko a ye tuntum nyankopon ni aye ne kese ye frɛ me Lady Ann me na me di dwumadie ho chia me enyu wo free.
Money Express on Ghtv Holland, and I am in the studios with Mr. Randy. It is interesting. I have learned so much. I have learned a lot from him this morning, and I hope you have done the same. You can also get interactive with us on Facebook. We are live on Ghtv Holland. On YouTube is Ghtv Holland. On Instagram it is Ghtv Holland. You can Google us on www.gtvholland.com. You can also get interactive with us via WhatsApp on 0249 149 202 0249 149 202. You can also download our app on the Google Play Store and watch us everywhere you are on your mobile phones. It is Ghtv Holland. And on the Google Play Store, you can also download us and watch our programs live. You can like, love, comment, and share our programs that we have. And it has been a very wonderful discussion in the studios, and I'm enjoying every bit of my conversation. I hope you're also doing the same. And it is not about sitting back, folding your arms, and thinking that manna will fall from heaven so that your vision will come to fruition. Your purpose will come to light. You have to push. You have to go out and make it work, make it happen. So back to you, Mr. Randy. I learned you're doing a project, or you've been embarking on a project, and can you tell us more about it?
Okay. In 2008, by the grace of God, we got opportunity to construct an international student care center at Ghtv. Yes, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Deman, Mr. Brian, the structural engineer, and Mr. Taki, the contractor, for giving me the opportunity. That was my first biggest. It's being constructed by Amandi Buildings Limited. We are their subcontractors. Then also in 2015, we helped Man Enterprise Ghana Limited to do their finishing at Moving Pick. That is Ambassador projects. I don't know whether it is on the screen.
Yeah, yes, it is on the screen.
Yes. So, and then the same year, 2015, Crane Construction also gave us opportunity to do some work on telefloors at Advantage Place at Enterprise Insurance project here. That has been a very wonderful project, and now we are done, so it's looking very nice there. Out there, you can look for it. And we have been constructing a whole lot of residential building that we cannot even count. So we have been doing a lot of projects and having a very positive impact on our economy. Yes.
Okay, I want to know, do you really want to come up, because people like you who have gone through, strive and make it work, do you really have the intentions of coming up with any projects like a school or an institution that will train up young people who have that edge like you had some years back, and it brought you fruit like what you're seeing today? Do you have any intentions of that?
What we intend to do next year, 2019, is that we want to start a new construction company at Dubai, and we also want to go into Qatar to start a company there, and then recruit Ghanaians youth from Ghana to go and work there, so that they may gain enough experience. And also, already we are into lands. We are selling land. We have about 10 acres of land at Ujubi that we are selling. And so we don't need to build a school before we can train people. We pick people who are the best to site, and then we train them to become professional carpenters, professional masons, stone benders, painters, and all that. So one way or the other, we are still training people. Yes, and I believe in the nearby future we will give more opportunity to the youth, so that we will be able to also go and have a brighter future tomorrow.
My next question is coming from what you said, like training the youth. Do you believe in the fact that more skills, or it is only important for our youth to go to school and have that book knowledge, and those who don't have that experience, like our parents will say, now a little bit brighter, they should stay in the classroom and then get that book knowledge and then life goes on. Do you still believe in that, or a little bit of the book knowledge and a little bit of the the training aspects, like the engineering, the carpentry, and what have you?
Actually, not everyone have the opportunity to go to school. And so, by the grace of God, if your parents have that money to take you to school, my Bible says, "Study to show thyself approved unto men and God." But if the opportunity is not there, you can still learn a trade and still become successful. I've seen big men in Ghana who did not go to school, who did not go into university, despite a couple of people, and they've been able to make it in life. And so I believe you don't need to go to school, do your master's, do your PhD before you can make impact in this life. In your small way, whatever thing God has deposited into your hands, I think if you take care of it well, you can still make it in life. So if the opportunity is there, why not go to school? Study to show thyself approved. Because the Bible says seek knowledge, and seek understanding. And so when the opportunity is there, why not? But if there is no opportunity, don't sit home. Learn a trade. You can be a seamstress. You can in your own way, whatever thing you can do to earn a living. Why not?
Okay. And my very last but not least question that I want to ask you, as you have thought of broadening your horizon, making sure that the company is being opened at various places, do you really see that important? Because there are many youth out here who are also looking for employment. Why don't you establish those ones here, and then train people here for them to have employment, than going outside the country to build that institution? Because we need more jobs in the country for our youth to also get employed.
Already we are in Ghana.
Okay.
And we have been in the system since 2015. And so already we are employing the youth. We are working with them together. But we need to look beyond Ghana.
Okay.
Because our economy now, the system is on the way. And so we are thinking of going overseas and also see the opportunities there. Because I believe when we want to talk about construction, then we are talking about Dubai, skyscrapers and other things. We are talking about Qatar, we are talking about Kuwait and all those. So the youth also need to go and learn.
Okay.
Come back to Ghana and come and make the difference. And so most of the leaders in Ghana today, most of them went to study abroad. That doesn't mean I don't believe in Ghana. I believe in Ghana. That's why we started in Ghana. But I believe we should look beyond Ghana. We should also be able to have impact in other countries. And of course, by the end of the day, the results will still come back to Ghana.
Your very final question. What does the future hold for construction technologies?
The future,
in the next 2, 3, 5 years.
The next 2, 3, 5 years, we want to believe in God. We want to depend on God. The next 2, 3 years, we must see His own operating fully in Dubai, in Qatar, in the US, in Ghana, and in other regions across Ghana. In the next 2, 3 years, we need to employ over 1,000 workers. And we need to make a lot of positive impact in the economy. We need to bring a different brand, because most of the construction projects, the work they are doing, most of them are doing shoddy work. But it is about time we, the youth, come out with something different, because we have the skills. We have the fear of God. And so when you commit anything into our hands, we will deliver to your expectation. And so in the nearby future, we want to take control of the system, the construction industry.
So your very final words to my viewers and those who were itching to watch this segment, your very final words for them.
Okay, my very final words to your viewers is that they shouldn't give up on their dreams. It doesn't matter where they are and the kind of circumstances that they find themselves. They should believe in God. God is the solution. Jesus Christ is the author and the finisher of our faith. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the omnipotent, the omnipresent, the giver of life, the giver of rain. He is the love of God. Because when we depend on God, all things are possible. So when we all put our trust in God, the future will be brighter for all of us. So let's give our life to Christ now.
When we put our future in God's hands, everything fall in place, and let's give our lives to Christ. That was the very final message from our guest this morning, and I would like to say a very big thank you to you for honoring our invitation, and thank you to my producer who made sure that he got him for him to come on set with me this morning for us to spice up your morning. I want to say a very big thank you to you once again, and let's go for a break. When we come back, the show continues. It's still Morning Express on Ghtv Holland. Don't go anywhere.
Will never let you stay down for the count.
2 days after Adolf Hitler's forces invade Poland, Britain and France declare war on Nazi Germany.
Injuries threaten Black Stars AFCON qualifier.
Me, I went to I know you see I wear glasses, Charlie. My eye won't be great.
Let's push it so that it would become what we want, not what others are doing.
In the light of all these agreements that are always signed by our presidents, our ministers, our ambassadors, our senior men, it's a prayer that they actually see the light of day.
Dutch classes, Ebwa partners are on person or join Hunkafo or Holland, our Chimeno. Holland ranch, also to meet Casano. Now to meet train exams and son waiting your join or partner or Holland. After say I won a panel, I'm an actual exams, you know. I found our documents, also legalized with documents, and it's an managing. I best see it to say, passports, and no birth sets, bachelor sets, or spinster sets. We be for documentation, we are on, and also the web one.
Also, appear that classes are Kumasi Yo, a great junction. Uba Accra Swa, Yawo Dakuman Circuit Station.
Dark Alma, Dutch MVV courses to attend APJ Dutch classes.
My dear, my grandmother, my ma, I was young, make him a shrow. You are Cassiabo, and you are Cassiabo. Cassiabo, and then you sim near the sum at the sheer. Ghtv Holland Cassia Sudie, and some of Mobania Manning can sue, Naya muscle, Naya sum, and not so pen somewhere more, Yam Nedition edits yedia, Shiame, Munia Mame Aposiatra, and for Swahima, our Ghtv Holland Cassia Boplos, a whole any of my Ghana moon sem. Ready months and energy de Cassia, and somewhere people will can see mu. Any man who was a dear Nina, I want a what near one a toffa, so I'll rubble so much dear, and the sum of few film and the minimum. Yes, streaming live our Facebook Ghtv Holland. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and also Ghtv Holland. And I've been called Google Play Store. Now download your mobile app before to phone so. Baby on them 24/7 with me Shayang and also Ghtv Holland. And our face I have phone 10 time bad time can see us so. It's www.gtvholland.com and also soon something you know I want to one a toffer. Some for us some any pro idea go honum. What's making can become a comma at the Mayan. Ghtv Holland. Yeah, Cassiamo at the Campo.
Morning Express on Ghtv Holland with me, Bobby. Today is Monday, and Mondays are very energetic days. Mondays are very busy days. And then we just had an up-close interview with the CEO of Kescon Construction and Logistics Limited in the passing of Mr. Randy Nana Isiama. And it was so interesting. As a youth, as a growing youth, you have to get visions, aspirations. You have to get goals that drives you, goals that motivates you to work hard, and you also have to push yourself. You also have to encourage yourself. Do not let the economy of our time sweep your vision. Do not let anything, you know, take away what you want to do, because for all you know, like I keep saying every time, there's somebody out there who is learning, who is leaning on you, who is taking inspiration from the fact that you are trying to make it work. So don't quit, don't throw in the towel, don't allow anything to interact with what you want to do. I want us to have a little bit of discussion on our roads, on what is happening to us on our highways. And it looks as if every Christmas or when it's time for Christmas or any festive season, we hear the rate of accidents on our roads, and some attribute it to witchcraft, some attribute it to drivers, some also attribute it to carelessness of passengers, of drivers, of each and everybody, of pedestrians, of everybody. But it is hard time we set back as a country, as you know, as citizens, not spectators, like our president once said. We have to be discussing issues like this so that, you know, those who are supposed to work or who are responsible for the fact that our roads are in a good shape, or our roads are in a very, you know, comfortable shape for us to enjoy our you know, our transport or our roads, you know, sit back and then work hard. Because for all you know, it can be your parent, it can be your loved one, it can be yourself. But if we sit back and we fold our arms and we go like, okay, it's the sole responsibility of the Roads and Highways Authority for them to fix it, or for them to do it, or the minister in charge of that to do it, then maybe we might be, you know, approaching our death, you know, sentence, or we might be approaching or signing our death warrant, because looking at the fact that the Tema motorway stretch is in a very bad shape. We have potholes, more than 17, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected. We have so many potholes on that road, and you and I can attest to the fact that, you know, there are major industries at, you know, on that stretch. We have Unilever, we have PZ Cousins, we have, you know, the Tema Port, we have numerous of industries and companies on that road, or which leads to that road, and our mothers go to the port for you know, various activities whatever. And if our roads are in that condition, then, you know, the future is very bad for us. And also looking at the Medina stretch, and just recently, in the very few weeks that passed by, we heard of demonstration. The youth over there blocked the road. They were agitating for the footbridge to be constructed in no time, and it is hard time our leaders, you know, took us for granted. You know, we've got to make sure that they deliver on their promises, and they do their work as we have, you know, entrusted them to do. There are so many, you know, roads in our communities, in the various stretch that needs attention. Because looking at the fact that a 19-year-old student of was knocked down by a vehicle and was killed instantly, you know, it's very sad and pathetic. As people of this country, we sit back and we act unconcerned. We act as if nothing is, you know, important. We would wait and sit back for a minister, you know, a very important personality to die, or to you know, have issues before we act as as people, as leaders who have been, you know, placed on the forefront of ministries or the forefront of companies who are supposed to deliver as leaders. And it is very sad when that happens, because, you know, for all you know, this student was going to grow up to learn how to become a minister, a leader, you know, a wife, a mother, and a public figure, for that matter. But her dreams have been shattered, you know, just like that, because a certain, you know, contractor didn't finish a footbridge, or a certain contractor didn't, you know, adhere to what he was supposed to do, or a certain minister or MP didn't make sure that street lights was on the road for, you know, pedestrians to watch, or for drivers to, you know, see when they are driving at night or even at daytime. So I think that it is hard time we talk, or we open up from our silence, because our leaders are taking us for granted. And I think that it is very bad as leaders if they take the very citizens of the country for granted. And people are dying. Just this weekend, over the weekend, I had an accident on the Insawam stretch, and it took lives. It took breadwinners away. It took, you know, countrymen and countrywomen away, and it is very sad. It is very sad. Like I made mention, people have attributed it to witchcraft, to negligence, to the fact that drivers are very careless on the way, and they are over speeding. They are doing all sort of bad manners, bad attitude on the road. And for all you know, you know, it is not the main fault of some drivers, and it's also not, you know, the fault of some pedestrians. But sometimes it is a very minute mistake that, you know, it happens on the part of the drivers. Don't drive and receive phone calls. Don't sleep behind the steering wheels. Don't overspeed. Don't overtake. And you find them doing the very same thing that it has been told them not to do. And I think that it is very, 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 very important for us to punish every driver that would allow themselves to, you know, to be led to cause any accident whatsoever. Because accident is taking lives away this few days, and it is my bother. It is my hectic this few days for us to, you know, see to it that our roads are in good shape and our drivers drive very carefully, and our you know, our drivers are very vigilant on the way. Because a good driver is a driver that goes and come back safe and sound without no hurt. But if you're a driver and you want to, you know, outsmart and be smart on the way and feel like you're bossy, you're not concerned, and you want to drive because it is your turn, or you want to reach your destination very fast, then I beg to differ. You understand? Because you are, you know, the hands of breadwinners, of parents, of future leaders are your hands. Enti se o drive basa se o nam kwan so na o drive che se me car and e drum so enti me drive it, me kwani me ko basa me ko hwe me guaba. It is not done like that. A very good driver is a driver that goes and come back safe and sound, with no scratch, with no complaints, nothing whatsoever. So I would urge our drivers and our, you know, our station masters to have a very, you know, long chit chat with the drivers, especially those going on a very long journey and a very long distance. They need to be, you know, spoken to. In as much as you want to go and, you know, arrive safe and sound or arrive on time, the people who you're driving life is in your hands. So the very little mistake that you do can cost lives, like the accidents that occurred over the weekend. You know, it was just a very minute mistake from the part of the driver, and it cost lives. So I would urge every one of us to be, you know, to be concerned. Hashtag stop road accidents. Hashtag everything. Let's do our bit and our quota to make sure that it ceases and it stops. And you know, during festive seasons, we won't record so many number of accidents on our roads, and you know, so many accidents and emergency cases in our hospitals. So I would encourage every one of us to also partake in this hashtag Stop Road Accidents, because it's claiming too much lives, and we are sick and tired of reporting dead cases every now and then. And let's make sure that we approach the festive season with smiley faces and not sudden heart and sad faces. Okay. And then I also want us to talk about the Go Track. Today is Monday on the 12th of November 2018, and the Go Track students are, you know, starting class this morning or today, and I want to wish every one of them a good luck in their education, in their studies. They've got to make sure that they study very hard, they concentrate on their books, because that is the main reason why they are in the school. They're there to learn, nothing more, nothing less. They're there to study their books and make sure that they come out successful as successful people. And also the Green Track students are out of school, and it is not, you know, sleeping time. It is not folding of arms. It is not partying here and there. You know, the government is doing everything possible in their means to make sure that you get good and quality education. So it is your time, or it is onto you to study hard. It is left to you to make sure that the strive of the government or the heartache of the government will come into fruition. So if your home is not, you know, it's not payday time, it's not time to party, it's not time to, you know, gallivant about and gallivant around. You have to stick glued to your books and make sure you do research, you study, you read, you learn, you know. You go for seminars, you would go for stuffs that would you know, increase your learning ability, or that would make your study in school one of a kind, and then your parents will be proud of you, and the government will also be happy bringing that initiative up. So like I said, the Go Track takes off today, and the Green Track students are out of school. So make sure that you take your study very, very seriously, and make sure that you are stuck to your books. And then I would urge every student to make sure that they learn very hard and make sure that they come out with flying colors and help the country, because they are the leaders of the country. They are future leaders. They are future leaders, and the mantle will be passed on to them. So in as much as the government is doing their studies free, they should also take it upon themselves to learn very hard and make sure that they come out with flying colors. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, it is entertainment time. We talk about entertainment. Don't go away.
Will never let you stay down for the count.
2 days after Adolf Hitler's forces invade Poland, Britain and France declare war on Nazi Germany.
Injuries threaten Black Stars AFCON qualifier.
Me, I go to your side. I know you see I wear glasses, Charlie. My eye won't be great.
Let's push it so that it would become what we want, not what others are doing.
In the light of all these agreements that are always signed by our presidents, our ministers, our ambassadors, our senior men, it's our prayer that they actually see the light of day.
Where do you woo? Say out there, I didn't know Chiame, Efiada, Eliquesiada Bia, 6 to 7 p.m. Our Ghtv Holland, Eya or Hene Aye, the King's Praise, Eya or Sorry and Kuan, Ye Tuntum Yankopon, Nia Enekesier, Ye Fremi Lady Ann, Bena Medi Jumedian who Chiame, and you won't free.
I had a text message from Beatrice Bennis, who was asking for the number of Kiscon Construction. It is 055-380-4442. I take it again, 055-380-4442. So in the world of entertainment, Elder Francis AJ says Ghanaian churches don't support gospel artists. So this one, it is coming from a very renowned elder and praise and worship leader for that matter. He says Ghanaian, churches, Christian churches do not support gospel artists. So you see, just support them in cash, in kind, any other means that you want to support their ministry. It is so allowed, because that is what we do to them, and then when they travel, they don't want to come back again. So Elder Francis AJ is saying that our churches doesn't support gospel artists, so please, we should change and we should support them in whichever ways. And Sarkodie cries over bad roads claiming the lives of Ghanaians. Oh, like I said, our roads are very bad, and the ministry should do something about it. The MPs and the ministers should also do something about it. For the past 2 weeks, lives have been lost through the negligence of drivers, of our bad roads, and stuff like that. So please, the ministry, the minister, the MP, the people living in various communities should be on guard. Please make sure that when you catch any driver who is driving carelessly, who is leading to destruction or to perish people's parents and people's breadwinner, please catch that driver, send him to the police station and deal with him. So that when it's time for festive season, we wouldn't be recording dead cases, accident issues here and there, because I am very sad, and it is really, really, really hurting to me that each and every day we have a record of road accidents taking lives, like what happened on the Medina stretch, which took a 19-year-old girl's life, just like that, and it is very sad. So this is where I draw the curtains on this morning's edition of Money Express on Ghtv Holland. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody who gave me the opportunity into their homes, on their mobile phones, on their laptops, and everywhere they found themselves. Thank you very much for allowing us into your homes. We have this show coming live to you at Malon Junction in Accra, Ghana. I want to say thank you, and make a date with me. Same time, same date, same time, same presenter, same everything, here on Wednesday morning. Have a very good morning.